Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to John Dort Court for this evening's edition of Stingers Men's Basketball. If you were with us earlier this afternoon, you got to witness a great win courtesy of the Stingers women's basketball team against the Laval Rouge et Or. They came up big in a win against the Rouge et Or, who just beat them on Thursday. Speaking of Thursday, the Stingers men's team fell to the Laval men's team 83-66 in Laval. It was a tough loss for Concordia. Laval 7-3 to start the season. Concordia 4-5. And I forgot to introduce myself along with my partner Blake Saraga, joined by Samuel Kyle on the call with us this afternoon. Sam, Concordia lost the game against this team a couple of days ago. What do they need to do based off their performance last week to bounce back in this one?
Thanks, Blake. It's great to be back with you as well. Happy to be here for another great night of Stingers basketball. And for the Stingers, I think it was just a case of falling into their similar habits. They were starting well. They were hitting shots. They were being efficient, but then they kind of fell into their same pitfalls of rushing their offense and getting a little bit too carried away. And it's important to note that something interesting that I've been seeing is that Laval is noticeably worse away from home. They are 6-0 at home in Laval, but just 1-3 away from home. It's a home game for the Stingers tonight. That should play to their strengths. Concordia is strong at home, 3-1, and a 1-4 away. So that plays into the strengths of the Concordia Stingers tonight. Obviously, there are things to clean up for the Concordia, but if they can avoid falling into those same pitfalls, they have a chance.
And Concordia, in their last game, were led by Jaheim Joseph and Amax, 15 points apiece against Laval. But it was Christy Shibola, 22, 9 for 15 from the field, starting. And then Thierry Tishibola, number 23, had 15 points to go along with 6 boards and 4 assists. Ibrahima Sano had 14 points of his own to go along with 8 rebounds. Laval really just outworked Concordia on the glass, leading to the win. Concordia, they have a big team, but Laval may have them outclassed in the size category.
And that's been kind of the story of the season so far. It's been a tale of two, kind of the optimistic and the pessimistic sides of basketball. Concordia, 7th in the nation to start the year. An 0-3 start dropped them out of the top 10. The Laval Rouge et Or, unranked to start the year. They had a very young team. They're big, but they're also very, very young this season. There were questions about how they would hold up, and those questions have been answered. They've been one of the best teams in the nation. They even snuck into the top 10 for a short little while, but it's been a tale of two different teams for the Stingers and Rouge et Or, and hopefully it's going to see one of those teams get back on track.
And ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right with you for the tip-off, but first, the national anthem.
Remove your hats and caps for the national anthem. And now, les respectifs casquettes et chapeaux pour les nationales.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, tip-off almost underway for you this afternoon. The second off a doubleheader for Concordia. We have the starters here for Laval. Starting for Laval, number 7, Chris Tishibola. He'll be joined by number 8, Jaden LaRoselière. Number 13, Patrick Lend. Number 23, Thierry Tishibola. And number 33, Ibrahima Sano. Those will be the starters for Laval. And now Concordia, not starting for Concordia, but Junior Mercy getting ready to hype up the boys and do the signature handshakes out of the little tunnel there for the Stingers. Starting for Concordia at the guard position for the Stingers, Anthony Gibson Maxwell. A-Max is what they call him. He'll be starting in this one for Concordia. He'll be joined. Let's see who it is coming out next. There he is, Anthony Gibson Maxwell, starting off the starting lineup for the Stingers, hitting that handshake with Junior Mercy. Who's next? Number 5, Victor Bonzu. Hit a big 3 last week against McGill to close it out at John Dort Court. The corner 3, the dagger, the best three-point corner shooter in the country is what Coach Buckley told me about Victor Bonzu post-game last week. They're joined by Yohan Léger, the second-year sniper from behind the arc, the man who could do it on both ends, number 10. Then Karam Sali, the third-year big man, the rebound machine. And who else but JJ, Jaheim Joseph, JJ Buckets, whatever you want to call him, number 22, rounding out the starting lineup for the Stingers. And ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a good one. As mentioned before the national anthem, Concordia on Thursday, Sam, 83-66 was the score. They got outscored in every quarter besides the fourth. They had 16 to Laval's 15 points in the fourth. Other than that, they got outclassed in every quarter. Laval, a great team. Concordia has their work cut out for them.
And it's beaten these teams, obviously Bishop's at the top of the conference at the moment, but it's been the teams like Concordia, like Laval, like UQAM, battling for those playoff spots, and it's going to be interesting to see how they start out.
And right off the tip, Jaheim Joseph driving strong with the left hand there. Can't get that layup to fall, and here comes Laval. There's Tishibola, a baller for this team. There's La Roselière. Can't control it. Tishibola. Out to the corner for 3. That won't fall off the foot of Anthony Gibson Maxwell. He seems a little shaken up here. 30 seconds into this one, Sam, and you can tell buckets are going to be hard to come by on both sides.
Yeah, those two strong Laval scorers, Chris Chibola and Ibrahima Sano, they're going to be a handful for this Concordia defense. But Concordia has the big defenders to match up with them. They have Karam Sali, they have Yohan Léger. They're going to make things difficult.
A-Max with the steal, wrapping up with Sano, coming out on top. A-Max gets it near the logo. Back to Léger. Léger squaring up, finds Sali down low. Sali going up with the right. Just rattles out. Can't get that first shot to fall. Laval coming in hot. Jaden La Roselière. Out to Tishibola. Tishibola taking his time. Gets the screen from Sano now. Looking to free himself open. And there's the other Tishibola, number 23. Out to Patrick Nguyen for 3. Deep shot, won't fall. Concordia on the rebound, that's Bonzu. Bonzu been so good this year in his first year with the Stingers. A-Max to Bonzu. Bonzu to JJ. JJ covered by Lend. JJ rising up for 2, but it's short. Not enough under that shot. Sali gets the rebound and he's fouled. It's going to be on number 8, Laval on the push. Concordia now 14 seconds under Laval's bucket.
And we talked a little bit about Laval's youth to start off. Obviously, Chris Chibola and Ibrahima Sano, they're two stalwart scoring. But we can't forget about Victor Bonzu for Concordia. What a revelation he's been. Started all 9 games for the Stingers this season. This will be his 10th. He's just been such a breath of fresh air for this Concordia team.
A-Max, 8 seconds, going baseline. Scoop pass for Sali, but can't get it to his partner. There's La Roselière out to Sano. Sano not going to take the 3 there. He'll elect to give it to Tishibola. Tishibola to the newly subbed in Kali Amadou Thiam, and that shot won't fall. But Laval now gets another shot. Concordia on the foul.
And Kali Amadou Thiam, 14 points the last game out versus Concordia. He's been coming off the bench for them, but he's been so strong as one of their best bench players and scorers.
Tishibola now. Gets the screen from Sano. Ball bounces off a foot. Solly racing to the ball, but he's not going to win that race against Tishibola. Rising up to beat the buzzer. Won't go. Leger on the rebound. 0-0 in over 2 minutes of play gone in this game. Amax. Hand off to JJ. JJ to Bonzu. Victor Bonzu driving in, loses the ball now. And that's Thiam. Thiam finds La Roselière, and he gets it right back. Hand off to Tishibola. Tishibola stepping back, finding number 8. La Roselière. Back to Tishibola. Thierry Tishibola. 5 seconds on the shot clock. He forced up a deep one from the logo before, and here's a 3 from number 7. Won't go. And they'll call a foul on Concordia. That's going to be the second foul charged to Concordia in the quarter. Checking in now is Mohamed Kita, the veteran for Laval.
And the Stingers, they're playing a very different type of defense than we saw in the women's game. They're pushing their players up high, almost 3 players at the top of the arc for Concordia, making sure that their best player, Chris Chibola, their great guard, does not have the ability to get the ball to any of his teammates.
Tishibola driving in strong, drawing the foul, and they'll say it's an and 1. The foul was on the ground, and the referee let him continue to the bucket, and he'll go to the line for one more.
Concordia knows all too well what Chris Chibola can do. 22 points the last time out against them 2 days ago. They're going to have to watch out for him.
And Chibola gets that tough finish to go. A lot of contact that he drew there. And the second he rose up, he knew it was going to go in. The free throw is good as well. Junior Mercy checked in for Concordia, joined by Baamara Dejame.
And Junior Mercy, he's a great on-ball defender. He'll be counted on a lot when Chibola has the ball.
Concordia, 3.5 minutes with no bucket. You don't see that often from a team this good. Ball sails out of bounds off the pass from Leger, and Laval gets another crack at it. 3.5 minutes into this one, 3-0 the score in favor of Laval. A defensive battle on our hands today, Sam.
It's looking like that shaping up, and both teams have been creating the opportune matchups for each other, but the shots haven't been falling, the defense has been strong, and let's see if the Stingers can make something happen.
Junior Mercy gets it to go for Concordia, beating the shot clock in the box score now.
And they're so happy to have him back. He's only played in 3 games this season so far, but already making an impact for these Stingers in the new year.
Chibola taking on Leger, backing him down. Looking out to the 3-point line, and that's La Roselière from beyond the arc, getting the 3 to fall. JJ going baseline, it's up and it's good. Chibola out to the corner for 3, that's Chibola as well, and that one's good too. Laval starting to make it rain here at John Doerr Court.
And Laval shoots noticeably worse from 3 away from home, like we were just talking about. It's not encouraging for the Concordia to see them heat up so early in this one.
Mercy taking the ISO, out to Dejame for 3. Why not? Baamara Dejame erasing the 6-point lead, and now it's a 2-point lead. Chibola fading away, won't go. Kita on the rebound, smothered by Stingers, but it's a foul on the ground. And Laval gets it back. Stingers actually get it. The foul was on Laval. Junior Mercy on the inbound, and Jacob Larolisière is going to go take a trip to the bench.
I think they called it a travel. Junior Mercy got his hand in the passing lane, and he was scrapping for the ball, and they eventually called it a 2-step.
Love to see Mercy and Dejame get going off the bench. Massive scoring punch for Concordia, and there's Mercy. Mercy faking the shot. There's Dejame with the mismatch. Dejame sizing up his opponent, going baseline, rising up, and it's blocked by Kita. Shibola now controlling the tempo for his Rouge et Or. There's his other to Shibola. Down low, that was Tiam, wide open, and Laval's defense has been great so far in this first quarter. 4-point game, 4.5 minutes to go in the first.
And there are not too many players in the conference that can match up with Karam Sali and Ba Marajiame on the inside. They're both so strong and so quick, but if there ever was a duo, it would be Shakib Seydu and Ibrahima Sano. They are two big, strong forwards, 6'10", the both of them have 3 inches on Jame and Sali, and those two are going to have their work cut out for them tonight.
Mercy gets the screen, doesn't really need it, fading away! Just short. Laval on the rebound. 4 minutes and change left in this one. There's Shibola. Shibola taking on Léger one more time. Spinning right, no foul. Great defense there for Léger. There's Alec Marchand. Loses it. Léger now. Dejame's not alone. He finds Mercy. Mercy gets contact. And they'll say he took a step before he dribbled. And that's a travel.
I don't mind Concordia pushing the ball early. That's what you need to do against a fast team like Laval, but they need to be able to calm the ball down. They need to play with purpose, not just speed.
And a drive, and it's blocked by JJ, getting the hand in there last minute. And Junior Mercy's coming in hot with a left hand, right hand. Ball bounces off the back of the rim. Dejame laying it all on the line. But still, they'll say it's Laval basketball.
It looked like Sami Jahan got up from the bench just for a second there before he sat back down. We may see him a little bit more in this game as well.
Shibola now taking on Emmanuel Duprait. Passes it outside for Marchand, faking the shot, and that's a 2. No good. Léger battling for the rebound, and it's JJ, Junior Mercy, who comes up with it. Mercy to Léger. Léger squaring up. He'll find Dejame. Back to Mercy. Mercy doesn't need the screen. So silky with it when he has the rock. And they'll call a foul on the ground on Thiam.
And you said, Léger, he thought about a three-pointer for just a second there. That is his shot. He can shoot from outside. He's so versatile, and he's been one of the best scorers this season for Concordia. What a player he is.
Checking in is Lend for the Rouge et Or. Dejame looking for some motion there. Doesn't like his matchup. 7 seconds. JJ rising up for 2. And that's his shot. Jaheim Joseph starting to get it going for Concordia. 11-9, 2-point game here with 2 minutes and 40 to go. Shibola elects not to take the shot there. And there's Laval behind the 3-point line. Going baseline. That's Sano. Sano gets his own rebound, and it's knocked out of his hands by JJ. Joseph putting in some minutes at the center spot.
There's Sami Jahan checking in. He'll be the table setter for this Concordia offense, and they love him on the court. He's the team leader in assists. He's going to be a big part of their offense.
And Concordia is going to get the ball. Looked like a moving screen there. JJ on the inbound, and as he said, Sami Jahan checked in for the Stingers. The longtime Stinger vet. He's going to control the tempo here for Concordia. One of his best attributes is the way he's able to dictate the pace. And JJ now to Léger. Léger looking for Dejame, but the Rouge et Or are swarming the Stingers on defense. Shibola taking on Dejame, rising up, and it's blocked. But a foul is called. Stingers don't like it, but Shibola's going to the line.
That was a great recover by Jame. Unlucky to get called for the foul there, but you saw him track back, flip his hips quickly as he saw Shibola was going to the basket. He got a hand on that ball, but unfortunately Shibola will go to the line.
And both Shibolas have just been so effective in this game for the Rouge et Or. First shot is no good. Duprait, Jahan, Joseph Nino Lamboro and Dejame in for the Stingers. Nino Lamboro played about 15 minutes in Thursday's matchup against the Rouge et Or. Lamboro actually had 8 points. His biggest total in a while, and blocked there. What a play by Ibrahima Sano, swatting away the layup attempt from Jahan.
And Sano, he's one of those bigs that's going to give him trouble all day. When you have a player that big who can sit in the paint and use that drop coverage to get in the lanes of the drivers, it's going to be very tough for those smaller Stinger guards to get those points inside. That's why Jaheim Joseph has had more success taking those longer twos, because they're giving him that space.
Shibola taking on Duprat, passing it out to the three-point mark. And there's La Roselière for his second three of the game. JJ controlling it now on the right side. Going baseline, driving, reversing. It won't go. Jahan on the rebound, looking for an option. And he either stepped out on the baseline or there was a foul on the baseline. And they'll say it's a foul on Alec Marchand on the push.
This is a great move by Sami Jahan, getting in there to get the rebound and just rip it out of there, get the foul called on Marchand, and set up the Stingers with another possession.
Jahan for three. Off the mark. 6-point game. Laval been getting it done from distance. And speaking of which, La Roselière, a big reason for that. A bad pass leads to a steal. That's Duprat finding Joseph. Joseph to Dejame. Back to JJ. JJ for three. It just rattles out. Looked good, felt good, but just didn't fall. Shibola to La Roselière. Taking on Lamboro. That was Nadom. Back to Shibola. Shibola getting strapped up. Referee is going to call a foul on Duprat. They'll call it a blocking foul. Number 23 can't believe it. Laval has 4 fouls, and Concordia is now in bonus, so Laval's going to go to the line. Up 6 points, a chance to extend that lead to 8 with 48 seconds to go in the first M.
And they're going to make sure they don't want to get into any early foul trouble. It's going to be tough against these fast Laval guards to stay out of the, to keep them out of the bonus, but you have to be disciplined against a team like this, and especially because they can get it done from so many levels. They can hit you with a three-pointer like we've seen. They can hit you inside, and Concordia, they're going to have to play discipline because they know this is a team that can beat them any way they want.
Shibola cooking so far, 6 points in this one. 8-point lead, 40 seconds left in the first frame. Laval, a convincing victory against Concordia. Concordia able to win on the road, but just not able to get it done on Thursday. 8 seconds on the shot clock. There's Dejame for three. Off the back of the rim. Concordia's offensive rebounding has just not been there this afternoon. They're going to call a foul on Laval. That was Kali Amadou Thiam getting called for it. Concordia now, shot clock is off. They got 20 seconds to cut into this lead.
And they're now in bonus. If they can try to move the ball up the floor, they get fouled. They'll go to the line to shoot a couple, but we know that's not what they're going to want. They're down by 8 points right now. They need to get a bucket before before the quarter, to kind of to lift their spirits a little bit, because it's been a tough game so far. Only 9 points in the first frame. They need something to get them charged up for the next half, for the next quarter.
Junior Mercy now taking his time with time winding down. 6 seconds. 5 seconds now. There's Amax for three. You got it! To beat the buzzer. Anthony Gibson Maxwell cutting into that lead. 17-12 the score going into the second quarter. A big shot from number 3.
And you saw what that did for the bench. Like you said, they were excited after that one. And Anthony Gibson Maxwell, that's the shot that, you want the ball in his hands when you're taking a shot like that. And to get that shot, obviously down 5 at the moment, but Amax, what a player he is to hit that shot before the buzzer, give Concordia a little bit of life.
Such a high motor, such a great player, not afraid to take big shots like that. Amax cutting into the lead, 5-point game, 17-12 the score going into the second. We'll be right back for more Stingers basketball. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for the second quarter of action. If you're just joining us, welcome to John Doerr Court for the second half of our doubleheader this afternoon. It's the Stingers taking on the Rouge et Or. Concordia down 5 going to the second quarter. Sam, what do you want to see from the Stingers?
They need to get that perimeter defense going. Obviously, they have their big, fast bigs on the interior, but they need to get their guards like Anthony Gibson Maxwell, Junior Mercy, Emmanuel Duprat involved on the perimeter. They've been working very hard at the top of the key, but they haven't been able to get out to those outside shooters, and that's where they've really been hurt. Everywhere else on the court, Concordia has been doing a great job of being strong, being defensive, but they need to get players into those areas to cover those shooters, because if they don't, it might be a long afternoon.
Mercy to Solly. Solly's checked back in for Concordia. Good to see him back. Amax for 3 again. It's good. Gibson Maxwell making it rain so far in the first half. 2-point game.
And he is feeling it after that first quarter buzzer beater. He wanted that heat check.
Shibola now for Laval. Junior Mercy on defense. Shibola looking for Kita. He finds him. Top of the key. Gets it right back. Mercy with some suffocating defense. Shibola ducking. Taking a tough shot. Here's Mercy coming in hot. Mercy has options to Amax. Amax putting the moves on his defender.
And he thought about the 3 right there, you could tell.
He did. And there's Solly backing down Kita, and they'll say he traveled. Unfortunately, Concordia just had so much momentum coming out of that little break before the second quarter. Gotta love the energy here. There's Shibola taking on Lomboro, who's seeing some extended minutes for the Stingers, and the referee's not letting anything go. That's a carry.
And that should play to Concordia's advantage if they're getting multiple possessions against this Laval team. If they can force Laval into some unearned turnovers, this could switch the game in their favor.
Solly looking for Lomboro. Instead, he passes it to Amax. Great effort to keep the ball in bounds by number 3. Here comes Amax, fading away. Won't go this time. Tough shot, but he's a tough shot maker. There's La Roselière to Shibola. Shibola back to number 8 for 3. And it's good. La Roselière unconscious this afternoon. 3 threes for number 8.
And you talk about a player who can combat anything that Concordia's been throwing at him. Concordia, they had a little bit of momentum, but that's a backbreaker right there early on in the second.
Lomboro baseline looking for an option. There's Solly for 2. He got the bounce, but couldn't get it to go. And there's Shibola. Shibola back to La Roselière. To the corner. That shot was going nowhere. That was Thiam, and it goes out of bounds. Solly took a mid-range shot there. He was wide open. You love to see him taking those shots, Sam.
And again, like we said in the first half, those are the shots that they're going to get. They're being very aggressive, Laval is, on the exterior, along the arc, getting on those shooters quickly. Like we said, Anthony Gibson Maxwell, he's getting hot, so they're going to want to defend those shooters, but there are going to be pockets of space that open up for those mid-range shots.
Maxwell with a great pass inside, and it's Bonzu with the finish. 20-17, Concordia finding their way back into this game. They were down by 7 in the first quarter, and now they're right back within an arm's length. 3-point game, almost 3 minutes into this second quarter. Shibola, 7 seconds to shoot it. There's La Roselière for 3. This time it won't fall, and it's Léger on the rebound.
We haven't heard much from Yohan Léger. He's been fairly quiet to start this game, but he's a player that they definitely need to get going.
Mercy with a tough shot, fading away for 2. Every single time he shoots it, he puts a little bit of something extra on it, and what a beautiful make. Shot goes out of bounds, or the pass, I should say, and it's a 1-point game, 6 minutes and 50 seconds to go. Ibrahima Sano hopping in this one for the Rouge et Or, and Kita's going to go take a seat.
You saw Junior Mercy doing it on both ends, hitting that mid-range jumper to cut the lead to 1, and then trying to draw a charge on the other end to get the ball back for the Stingers.
He's such a tough player. He makes great plays on both ends of the floor, playing starter minutes for this team, coming off the bench with a lot of energy. They're looking for him now. He's going baseline, rising up. He finds Léger for 3. No good, and Solly looking to crash the boards there. Was going to crash into the wall if he went for that one. Sometimes it's better to just let it go.
I think that was the case that time. But Yohan Leger, it's good to see him start to shoot the ball. That was his first shot in this game. He's got 0 points so far, but he needs to get going if the Stingers want to stay in this game because he's so important to what they do on offense.
The definition of a microwave when he gets cooking, man.
Of course.
When he starts hitting, he just can't miss. Baseline, pass inside, Sano blocked, but a foul. Great defensive effort by Bonzu. Laval's gonna go to the line, a chance to extend the lead to 3. They're big man at the line here, and Sano.
And they've been disguising those defensive packages well, Concordia has, with those defenders like Bonsu and Amax. When the bigs for Laval get the ball and they have Solly or Jame on them, then Amax or Junior Mercy or Bonsu, like we just saw on the play, they swarm them for the double team once they get the ball, not an immediate double team for these bigs. But
and the hack a shack successful here for the Stingers. Sano, first one won't fall, and the second one, unfriendly bounce. They'll say it was a line violation on Laval. Regardless, Sano couldn't get either to fall. Concordia now, chance to snatch back that lead. Mercy on the inbound, bringing it up for the Stingers. They have Amax, JJ, Bonzu, and Leger in there with him. A bunch of shooters. Every single person on the court now could shoot for Concordia. Here's Junior Mercy, sizing up the defender. Shot won't fall. He tries to draw the foul. Alec Marchand with the rebound. Here's Chibola. Back to Marchand. And they'll say it was an off-the-ball foul. Leger loves it. Mercy to Leger, but Leger couldn't get his hands on the pass. There's Sano rising up. He gets fouled by Junior Mercy, and smart foul by Mercy because that was a wide open dunk.
Junior Mercy, he's 6 foot. He's 6 feet tall. Ibrahim Sano, he's got 10 inches on him, and at that point, Junior Mercy, he really couldn't do anything except put the body on him.
And Sano 0 for 2 on his last trip to the line there, so you'd have to think the Stingers don't mind sending him there again. This shot is up, but it won't fall for Sano. 0 for 3 on his 3 attempts.
And he's the classic big man on the interior. Leads the team in rebounds, but right now the free throw's not quite falling as he hits that one.
He makes the second, shooting 25% from the line. He'll look to work on that throughout the duration of this game. Jahan check back in for the Stingers. Jahan looking for Bonzu in the corner. That's his shot. But this time, too much air under that one. La Rolizière back in the game. There's Alec Marchand to Chibola. Chibola out to Chibola. Spinning right. Going left. Out to number 23 for 3. It's JJ on the rebound.
Anthony Gibson, Maxwell Amax playing some suffocating defense on Chris Chibola. And now the 3.
But it won't fall. JJ on the rebound, but it sails out of bounds. You love to see Amax get that shot going when he's shooting well from behind the arc. That one looked like it was good off the release.
And no one's going to be mad at him for taking those shots now. And even if he misses one more, he's still going to have that green light.
Chibola rising up for 2. That 10-footer was no good. JJ now. Euro step in and 1. Jaheim Joseph not shying away from the contact.
That's 6 points for Jaheim Joseph now, and in those instances where you have those tough mid-range buckets, those fadeaways, those double clutches, Jaheim Joseph, there's really no one better right now at hitting those shots than him on the floor.
No, there isn't. Whenever he's driving, he has such a great slow step that he takes, really just taking his time and drawing the contact. Similar to that of Luka Doncic. When you see him moving so slowly, he's doing it on purpose. La Rolizière for 3. This time no good. Rebound by Jahan. Jahan able to keep track of that ball. Here's JJ. Tie game now. Driving in again. Rising up. Shot fake. And whoa, no. He traveled. The whistle was blown as he was rising up and looked like a surefire, easy bucket with another trip to the line. But no.
Jaheim Joseph, he's smooth. He's very controlled, like you were saying, and just a little extra step. He was unlucky there to get the call, but what a great player.
Bonzu playing some good defense on Shibola. Wide open three for La Roselière, and that's his 4th of the game. He is not missing.
And I can tell that they've been trying to get their defense on him. They've been playing him very tight on the three-point line, but they just have not been able to stop him or get a hand up to alter his shot.
Sammy for 3, and there it is. Erasing the deficit. Back to a tie game. Big shot from the captain. Shibola out to number 23. La Roselière looking to get his shot going once more, and what do you know? He's on fire.
Shown he's not just a three-point shooter. He saw how much they respected his three-point shot. He got Sami Jahan in the air on the pump fake, went around him and hit that jumper.
Jahan looking to erase the deficit once again. He has Alec Marchand on him now. There's Amax. Amax squaring up the defender. Jahan faking the shot out to Léger, and the bank isn't open for Johan Léger. As the shot clock sounds, here come the Rouge et Or. Shibola gets stripped. Léger controlling it, 2.5 minutes left in the second quarter. Joseph to Bonzu. Bonzu going up for the 2, and he'll draw the foul and go to the line.
You saw Johan Léger, he needed to slow it down there just a little bit. He got the steal. He was playing a little bit quickly, dribbling the ball up the court, but he found Jaheim Joseph, and man, when Victor Bonsu gets the ball in his hands, we saw him hit the 3 last week, and you have to trust him around the basket, and he gets the friendly bounce to go to the line and shoot a couple.
And in the first quarter, Laval was in the driver's seat. Now we're seeing a back-and-forth game here as Bonzu makes his first of 2 shots. Similar to what we saw earlier this afternoon when it was the women's game. Both teams just going back and forth until eventually in the fourth quarter, the women's team, Concordia Stingers, were able to pull away. It's looking like it might be that type of game right now as Victor Bonzu ties the game with that second free throw.
And I feel like Concordia has been the better team so far. Their defense has been great. They've been locking up a lot of Laval's best players. Jean La Roselière, he's really been the difference. His 14 points with those 4 threes, but aside from that, Concordia has really been great on defense. They've been really locking up Laval's best players.
I completely agree with you there, Sam. There's Alec Marchand for 3. That one won't fall, but Concordia ends up with the rebound. Amax going in strong now, a little too fast. Sami Jahan's able to get that shot to fall. He has 5 in the second quarter.
And you saw him, like you said, slow down the pace. Amax, he was driving in fast. He had a head full of steam, but Sammy, he was able to pick up that loose ball and calm it down and get that ball to go.
A double team and a missed travel call leads to a bucket for Kali Amadou Thiam. Tying this game up once again. Concordia was in the lead for just a brief moment, and now a tie game with 1:40 to go. Shibola looking to check back in. There's Amax for 3, and it's good! Amax, number 3 with 3 threes so far in this game.
And he's been that answer to Laval's hot shooting from outside. Every time they've needed him to make a big bucket, we saw at the end of the first quarter.
What a tough finish for Shibola. Bonzu with some great defending, but Shibola is a tough shot maker, and he's able to cut the lead back to 1. Concordia with 1 minute and change left to go in this quarter. JJ taking his time, stepping back. Won't fall. Rebound Thiam. Shibola now has to get past Bonzu, which is never easy. Less than a minute to go in this quarter. Shibola, sweet move to get himself free. Rising up, and it's in. And 1 for Chris Shibola. What a tough finish once again.
And there are those pockets in the middle of the defense again. We saw him make that move on Victor Bonzu to get himself open in the middle, and those are the shots that are going to be open. Again, because we've seen that hot shooting from Laval on the outside.
And a timeout called by Laval here. 31-32 in favor of the Rouge et Or, and they have the free throw after the timeout. Concordia's played a great game. Like we mentioned multiple times, they were down, now they're back in it, trading buckets here. Amax has been making some big shots. Laval, what can they do to get back to where they were on Thursday and not let Concordia take advantage of this home court?
I think they need to get it to their bigs. We haven't really seen much from Ibrahima Sano. They need to get the ball to him inside because they haven't really established their interior presence in this game. And they have the size advantage. Karam Sali and Ba Marajame, they're not small players, but Ibrahima Sano has the 3-inch advantage on him, and once they get that ball inside to him and maybe let him bang it around a little bit on the blocks, they will open up their offense, and that's really what they need. They're playing very compact right now, a lot of players in the paint, and once they can kind of spread their offense out and create more outside opportunities, I think Laval's offense is going to start to click.
I completely agree with you there, Sam, and Concordia now 50 seconds on the game clock before they head into the locker room. Let's see what Coach Buckley has drawn up for the last minute. Jahan, Amax, Solly, JJ are staying in this one for the Stingers, and Mercy's in it as well. Coach Buckley motioning at Junior Mercy to pick up the pace a bit, something that he is not afraid to do, and Shibola here with a chance at the line to extend the lead to 2. That shot is up and good, and a substitution here for Laval. Ralph Joseph is going to hop in the game.
And just like at the end of the first quarter, right now I'm looking for Amax again. He's got the hot hand. If they need a bucket to get out of this quarter, I'd go for number 3.
And it's number 9 here looking for an option. There's Mercy. Mercy with 10 seconds on the shot clock, rising up, and it's good! Junior Mercy answering the call and tying this game with 25 seconds to go in the half. Fully contested, but he has the green light. Marchand looking for Joseph. That shot's no good at all. Concordia looking to snatch that loose ball, but it's Toshiba. Marchand, 2 seconds, 1 second, and Laval commits the shot clock violation. Concordia, 4 seconds to try and end this quarter on top.
And there's that timeout called by Concordia. I was looking at their lineup as that play unfolded, and I was noticing they don't have their best shooters on the floor. They had Amax, of course. He's a great shooter. They had Jaheim Joseph. He's a good shooter. But I think they're going to want to get a lineup on the floor that purposely gets them their best shooters open. And as well, calling the timeout, that'll allow them to advance the ball.
You got 4 seconds left. You have more than enough time to set up a play on Laval's side of the floor. Let's see which Coach Buckley draws up here. No doubt Yuan Leger is going to get in there for the Stingers, along with Bonzu, Amax, and Jaheim Joseph. Victor Bonzu may look for a shot in the corner. We'll see what Concordia draws up.
And Victor Bonzu, he's another player that, again, he hasn't been shooting the ball as much this game, but you know how hot it can get. We saw that big shot against McGill last week, and really Concordia, they have a roster full of those players who really can get hot at any moment. Anyone can eat, anyone can score, anyone, if they get someone open, multiple times in a row, they know they have the green light to shoot, and that's how they thrive so much, by getting their players open and allowing them to just take the shots that they know they want to have.
Coming out of the timeout, Concordia in possession. What a great game we've seen so far, and still a full half left to play of basketball. What a treat this afternoon, this cold Saturday afternoon. Canada, super cold right now, although we do live up north, but this basketball game giving us a chance to warm up inside. And here's Mercy for 3! It's good! Junior Mercy beating the buzzer. And Concordia goes into the locker room up 36-33. Mercy putting on a show to end the first half.
Mercy 9 points for the game right now, and no 3 points bigger than that one as they go into the half. You thought Amax's three-pointer at the end of the first quarter was big. How about that bucket to go into half up 3 points? What a performance from Junior Mercy.
Welcome back, number 4. Wow, Junior Mercy, just a big shot taker and a big shot maker. Concordia, so happy to have him back. And we'll be back in about 10 minutes to break down that first half. What a wild finish You're watching Stingers basketball. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for our first half report. If you're just joining us, it's been a great afternoon of basketball so far in this doubleheader. The women's team came out with the win against the Rouge et Or, and now in this game, 36-33 is the score in favor of Concordia. Before we went to the locker room, now we're back, Sam, with the stats. Tell me the story.
Well, I think the biggest one that stands out to me right now, Blake, is the bench points. Laval has had 4 bench points total for the entire first half. Concordia, 17. A big chunk of that is Junior Mercy's 9 points. He's been just an incredible spark plug off the bench. We saw him hit that big three-pointer at the end of the first half, and that's really what Concordia has been doing so well this game. They've been limiting the damage that the star players of Laval have been doing. They've been defending them very well, and in that in those cases, they've been able to lock down on the supporting players for Laval and limiting the damage that this team can do. And I think that's been the big takeaway from that first half, that Concordia's depth is really strong, really showing through over Laval's second unit.
They got scorers in each unit, like you said, and Junior Mercy ending that first half with that three-pointer was just something special. He hit that fadeaway midi a few seconds before that, and then with time winding down, rising up for that three to head into the locker room with the lead, it just doesn't get better than that.
And we talked about intentionality a lot in the first half, about how the Stingers are picking and choosing their spots very carefully. They're passing the ball around, getting the ball moving, and that was just a great play design by Damian Buckley, drawing it up in the huddle before they came out. They got the ball to Junior Mercy very, very early. They got him up the floor quickly, but like I was saying, he was very intentional. He got up quickly, but he sized up the defender, made a quick move to get into his shot, and he was able to knock it down because that's exactly the way they wanted to draw it up.
And now, if you're Laval, how do you put a stop to Concordia's guards? Because the guard play has really been what's put Concordia ahead tonight.
I think you need to make sure that you're defending all the way around the perimeter. Again, like we've seen with Concordia a little bit as well, Laval is defending very tight up to the perimeter. They're not really letting the guards get anywhere. They're trapping them high, making sure that the guards, like the distributors, like Maxwell and Jahan, they're getting trapped a lot up high, but that does leave them vulnerable to the swing passes, to the quick passes that I was talking about, those intentional passes that Concordia is making. I think it sounds strange, but if they play a lighter defense a little bit, trust their best players, because they have good players one-on-one. They have strong one-on-one defenders. If they trust those players to get stops one-on-one, they can pay more attention to the shooters around the arc.
That's a very good point. Speaking of shooters around the arc, Jacob Lafosilière, 4 threes on 7 attempts. He has 14 points for Laval, and he's made a difference. Without him tonight, who knows if they'd be in it like they are. So, as you said, making sure not to leave anybody open and overcommitting, that's been a big reason why Lafosilière has as many points as he does. So, let's see what the Stingers could do here. They have the original starting lineup that they fielded to start the game back in. Same thing here for Laval. Ladies and gentlemen, third quarter is about to get underway. It's our final game of the day. Although if you would like to watch some men's hockey later on at 7 p.m., the men's hockey team will be on OUA TV. Third quarter. Let's get it going. La Roselière finds Toshiba. Shibola, excuse me. There's Roselière again, finding Sano down low. Sano with the right-hand floater, but it won't fall.
You saw Karam Sali fall down, but he got right back up to defend Sano there, gets the stop on defense and grabs the rebound.
JJ didn't have time to square up for 3 there. Now he has a lot more time. JJ to Sali. Now he gets the ball back. JJ looking for Bonzu. Instead, Sali's the recipient of the pass down low. Gets the ball swatted away there by La Roselière, and here he comes now. There's Shibola with a nice move inside, and he finishes with the left hand. 36-35.
And Karam Sali scoreless in the game so far. Sano, he's been very patient down low, but it just has not gotten the shot to fall.
And another slow step leading to the layup for for Joseph. He has that move down packed, and what a sweet finish inside. Joseph has 8 points so far. Shibola looking for Sano. He finds him, but Leger gets a hand up in there. Great defense, and there's a steal for Concordia. Victor Bonzu looking for Leger. He finds him. Leger looking back to Bonzu. Solly wants it. He has the positioning. Amax is open. He'll give it to Joseph. Won't go, but Bonzu gets the offensive board, going up strong. Shot doesn't fall, and Laval able to collect that rebound. La Roselière rising up for 2. And the shooter's touch for number 8 has just been unreal tonight. 16 points for Jacob La Roselière.
And he's been getting into the lane fairly easily. He's been using that quick first step because the defender has to they have to respect his shot so much. He's been using that to his advantage.
8 seconds now for Léger. He's looking for an option. Bonzu has to shoot it soon. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Bonzu stepping back for 3, but it won't fall. Rebound is Shibola. Shibola gets fouled by Joseph. Takes a tough tumble and some camaraderie there. Joseph is going to help him up. 38-37, 1 point game, 2.5 minutes into this quarter.
That was the second foul on Jaheim Joseph, and with how much they need him, they're going to keep an eye on that. But for now, he can keep being his same aggressive self, getting to the basket.
Thiam checked in for the Rouge et Or, as well as Mohamed Kita. La Roselière directing traffic. There's Shibola guarded by Amax. And that's a foul on Amax. Amax is saying that his arm got hooked, but Shibola just drawing foul after foul right now. Concordia, 2 quick fouls to start this quarter. And some fans telling the referees to let the guys play. Gotta love the support here at John Doerr Court. Shibola taking on 2 defenders to beat the shot clock, going under the basket. An open shot for Shibola. He goes in with the left. Shot won't fall, but a rebound. And Laval maintains possession. They have 8 more seconds now. Shibola, and 1. What a tough finish, and JJ can't believe it. Laval's shot makers tonight have been on one.
They were just unlucky to not get the call early on there. They had them locked down. They were creating those offensive mistakes, but just some friendly bounces going Laval's way, and they've been taking advantage of that. To their credit, Laval, when they get second chances, they're not letting the Stingers. They're making the Stingers pay.
Laval able to make that free throw and convert the and 1. Stingers now went into this quarter up 36-33, find themselves down by 2. Léger for 2, and it's true. Yohan Léger cutting the lead away. Tie game.
And what a big bucket that was for him. 0 points in the first half for him, and how good it's going to feel for him to see that ball go through the net.
Wow, another mid-range shot for Shibola, matching shots with Léger. Both teams just going blow for blow. JJ under the basket looking for an option. There's Léger. Léger to Bonzu. Bonzu to Solly. Taking on Thiam. Solly with the left. Off the glass, but completely off the mark.
I think he was unfortunate not to get a call there. He was banging hard on the blocks with
Shibola with a nice pass inside to Thiam, and he gets the layup to go. JJ bringing it up now for Concordia. Concordia down 4.
And this is one of those moments where the Concordia can't get fast. They can't get too anxious. They're only down by 4. They need to keep making the smart plays they've made all game.
And they'll say it's an offensive foul, a push on Léger. And just like that, Laval starting to get back that momentum. Junior Mercy's going to hop in the game along with Bamara Dejame. Those two have been working off each other so well.
And Bamara Dejame back in the game, replacing Karam Sali, who has no points this entire game, similar to Yohan Léger, who had no points in the first half.
There was the shot from Thiam, but no good. Laval gets the ball back. Off-ball foul on Bamara Dejame. 2 shots now because they're in the bonus.
And that happened right away for the Stingers. 5 fouls already in the quarter, and if they keep sending players to the line on fouls now, it's going to be tough for them.
And that's when leads start to slip away. And we're in the 3rd quarter now, Sam. You know what that means. So Mohamed Kita, a chance now to bring that lead up to 6. Kita, second shot is up, but it's no good. line violation. Laval, Concordia, lucky break there.
And now it's time for a design play. They need to bring this ball up with a purpose. They need to make sure that they're being intentional like we've been talking about all game. This is the exact type of situation where they need to get a bucket and they need to make sure that their players, the ball's getting to their best players.
Leger looking for Amax and he finds him. Amax dealing with some size there on the other end. Amax fading away. Why not? Anthony Gibson Maxwell with another tough shot.
And those are the tough shots that Concordia has been making all game. They shot 52% on field goals in the first half, and that's what Concordia has been getting to so often.
What a finish against the bigger defender. Amax not shying away, and now roles are reversed. They'll say it's a foul on Amax on the ground before the shot, but Tiam's going to go to the line for two as Laval's in bonus.
And number 3, he's got 3 fouls now. That's going to be another one to keep an eye on because he has been so good in the first half. He had those big shots to put Concordia up, and losing him would mean losing a facilitator, losing a great driver, shooter. He just does so much for this team.
Fans are not happy with the calls. They're very, very adamant about the referee play here.
They'll be saying ball don't lie after that first free throw.
And you gotta love the intensity and the passion, but we do need to have a little bit of respect for the referees as they are trying to do their job to the best of their ability.
Of course.
Amax looking to get open. There's Leger. Leger, the ball just slips out of his hands. Miscommunication there, and Amax is not happy.
Just has not been Leger's game so far. He's got 2 points and 1 foul so far, and those are just uncharacteristic numbers from a player of his caliber.
And Leger looking like a breakout star in the first half of the season, and then in the new year, just some difficulty there for him, and you could see that Amax is frustrated. There's a timeout, and Amax talking to the fans a little bit. Don't know what's going on there, but the Stingers need to get on the same page. They were up by 3 going into the locker room. More than halfway through this third quarter, they're down by 6. They've let Laval score 15 points, so their defense has fallen apart, and their offense hasn't really been humming like it was in the first half, Sam.
They didn't carry that energy through. We talked about the third quarter all the time and how important it is to stay in that mentality. If you go into halftime and you're down, you need to make sure that you get rested, you get your head back in the game, and you're making the plays that you should in the third. If you're up at halftime, you need to make sure that the energy carries over. You can't get complacent. There's still an entire half of the basketball game to go, and Concordia just let that slip a little bit. They were getting lax a little bit on defense. They weren't getting back to their fundamental plays that they were making on offense, and Laval is a team that will take advantage of that. They cannot give Laval any momentum because you know that they're going to be able to make runs like we've seen them do all season.
And Concordia, when they need to settle down, who do they sub into the game? Sammy Jahan.
There he is, number 9, and he's exactly the type of player that they need in this lineup right now, especially because their other player who can settle the ball down, Jaheim Joseph, he's off the floor right now.
Junior Mercy controlling it, gets the handoff back from Jahan. Now he gets the screen. Mercy elects not to rise up, passes it in the corner to Bonzu, off the foot of Victor, and Laval gets it right back. 4 minutes and change left in this third quarter. There's Shibola for Laval. Great pass in the corner, and a 3 is up, but it won't fall. Mercy on the rebound. He's coming in hot now. Has Bonzu there with him, but he'll sidestep, slow step. You name it, but couldn't get the shot to fall. La Roselière finds Marchand. Marchand almost gets the ball stripped. Sano, and he dunks it home, rattles in and out. I guess we'll count it as a dunk.
He went up for it strong. You saw the ball go in and bounce out, but it eventually rattles home.
And here's Jahan. Laval's bench is starting to get hyped up, and Concordia, his spark is looking a little diminished right now. Bonzu finds Mercy. Mercy to Dejame. Dejame back to Junior. Another midi, and it's good. Junior Mercy telling the crowd it's not over.
And Junior Mercy, he's kind of not the opposite, but the other side of the coin as Sammy Jahan. Jahan, he likes to calm the ball down. Junior Mercy, he just plays with so much energy, so much speed, and those are the exact kind of plays that you want him making.
Fiam almost stepped out of bounds there. Leger playing some good defense. 5 seconds on the shot clock now. Backs him down. No charges called, and Leger blocks it anyways. Here's Jahan coming in hot. Jahan rising up, drawing the foul, and he'll go to the line for 2. Concordia not backing down.
And that play started at the other end. You saw Johan Leger, he's not, again, not in the scoring column as much as you thought he would be, but he's still using that big body to get in passing lanes and disrupt the ball. He is not letting those Laval bigs get anything going down low. And you saw him on the last play get unlucky when Sano got the dunk, but that time he makes the disruption and is able to get the ball back.
And he fell down off the contact and was able to get right back up and disrupt the shot. You have to admire the hustle there for Leger, and Concordia is going to send Solly and Nino Lamboro into the game. Jahan able to make the first, can't make the second, but Stingers get the ball right back. Here's Mercy, out to Jahan. Jahan fakes the 3, driving in again. This time can't draw the foul. Shibola controlling it. 5-point game, 2.5 minutes left to go. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be in for a good one. Shibola looking to get free. Bonzu with some suffocating defense. Back to number 23, the other Shibola. He finds Sano. It's Jahan with the ball now. Jahan with the layup, and it's in. Sammy Jahan getting it going for the Stingers. We said they needed to settle down, and who else but number 9 to help them do that?
And when some of Concordia's players who were great in the first half cooled off a little bit, he's been the guy who stepped up to make the plays.
La Roselière for 3, but it won't go. Lamboro can't corral the rebound. And it goes off the hands of Lamboro. Laval gets it back. 12 seconds to go on the shot clock. 2 minutes left on the game clock. What a game. 3 points is the deficit. Laval up in this one, but Concordia clawing their way back in.
They got 5. They've been on a 5-0 run, getting their way back into this game, and they've been showing that it isn't over yet.
Shibola forcing it up, and it's in! A deep 3, heavily contested, it rattles in.
Victor Bonsu a little bit slow to get up, but he's jogging back. He's ready to get back in the game.
Mercy controlling it now. Asks for Solly, out to Jahan for 3. That one won't fall. Rebound by Jahan, going up strong, and it's good! Sammy Jahan doing it all, chasing his own shot, and he gets rewarded with 2. 4-point game now, 1:15 to go.
You saw Bonsu wave Jahan off a little bit, and there's Junior Mercy.
Forcing the jump ball. Junior Mercy using those muscles for good. Concordia getting hyped up now. It's a 4-point game.
What I was going to say earlier was when Sammy Jahan brought the ball up and Victor Bonsu was in the corner, you saw Bonsu wave him off a little bit, tell him to go somewhere else. I think that fall he took a little bit just gave him a little bit of a knock, and he's off the floor now, but it's going to be important to
They're going to check him out. Hopefully he's okay. In now for the Stingers is Dupre. Dupre needs to play some defense there, and a big 3 for Alec Marchand, and that was on Dupre. That was Bonsu's assignment. Mercy has a 7-point deficit to erase. We saw what he did at the end of last quarter. Jahan again for Mercy. Mercy stepping back, sizing up the shot. He takes it from 3. It's good! Junior Mercy has no quit in him at all.
And these bench scorers going nuclear for the Stingers right now. Jahan and Mercy keeping the Stingers in this game.
4-point game now, 15 seconds on the game clock. Shot clock, 30 seconds on the game clock. There's Mercy again. He finds Lamboro. Jahan going up, and it's in. Sami Jahan, 11 points now. No timeout call. 20 seconds left on the game clock. It feels like we're in the 4th quarter, but it's really the 3rd, ladies and gentlemen. Don't worry. A whole other quarter to play. 10 seconds to go. 2-point game. Shibola controlling it now. 4 seconds left. 3 seconds, it's blocked. The shot is up and in. That's Kita, and that's that for the 3rd quarter. What a wild finish for the 2nd time in a row. Sami Jahan cannot be stopped in the paint. 12 points. And then talk about Junior Mercy. Unconscious tonight, making shots from all over the place with a hand in his face, wide open, it doesn't matter. Sam, what a game.
This is a game we are setting up for another great fourth quarter today here at John Doerr Court. We saw an amazing game between the women's teams earlier on today, and we're shaping up for a similar finish here tonight. And this time, it was Laval's turn to get a shot at the end of the quarter. You saw the drive to put them up 4, and you know, obviously not a big lead for them, but it's going to be important to see how that plays into the final quarter because both these teams are going to scrap for every inch of the floor right now.
And in the fourth quarter, we're expecting a show here. Concordia, we talked about them having so much depth. Now's the time where you see who's been hot. It's been Jahan. It's been Junior Mercy. These are guys you got to keep it in the fourth quarter. No matter what the starting lineup was to begin the game, the guys that are making these shots and the guys that are applying pressure need the minutes. And let's see what lineup Coach Buckley rolls with. It looks like Lamboro is going to stay in. The second-year man for the Stingers, and it looks like Jahan's going to stay in as well. He's controlling the tempo, playing such a good game. When his shot's not falling, what he always does is he just takes it to the hole and gets his shots going there. And when you see the ball go through that hoop, all the confidence in the world after that.
Of course, and it's been a little bit of a rough game for some of the Stingers players, but Jahan and Junior Mercy, they've picked up the slack in a big way for them today. Obviously, Yohan Leger, Karam Sali not having the games they wanted. And of course, we just saw Victor Bonsu. He got up off the trainer's table. He is in the huddle right now. He was fiddling with his ankle a little bit, but it looks like he's going to stay in the game as an option for Coach Buckley. But the players on the court, they've stepped up in a massive way because with a teammate injured on the sideline, it's been up to them to create offense.
And JJ's gonna hop in this game for Dupre. We want to see Jaheim Joseph get going a little bit in this fourth quarter, Sam. He has 8 points in this one. Mercy now, controlling it. To Solly, back to Mercy. Junior for 3. This time it's no good. Rebound JJ. JJ looking for space. He finds Jahan. Jahan down low to Solly. He likes the matchup right now. Solly backing down Thiam. Back out to Jahan. Jahan back to JJ. JJ driving in. Slow stepping. Gets blocked, but a foul.
And something I want to point out about Sami Jahan, he's so decisive with his movements. He knows that he's making the right play. He's never second-guessing his movements, and that's what makes him such an intentional player. The fact that he has confidence in every single move that he makes, the fact that he knows that he can get to his spots whenever he wants to.
Joseph can't get that first shot to fall. Taking his time with this one. 30 seconds in. And there's a line violation by the Stingers. We've seen 3 of those tonight. Regardless, Jahan missed that shot, and Rougeor is going to start on their own sideline.
Those are a couple tough misses for Jaheim Joseph right there. Back into the game and got unlucky with the block and the 2 missed free throws.
He's made some shots tonight, but he's a little cold right now. Shibola finding La Roselière. Back to Shibola. Thiam to La Roselière for 3. And it's been all game. Jaden La Roselière has been a sniper from behind the arc. 19 points, 15 of them from 3. Solly looking for the handoff. Jahan driving in, looking for an option. Had a chance to fade away, elected not to. Here's Junior, little ISO, step back. This time it won't go. Shibola on the board.
It's a little surprising. We've seen him make that shot all night, but some of them will go, some of them won't.
La Roselière passes up the 3, passing it out now to Shibola. Shibola has a little bit of a mismatch. He's telling the boys to clear out. Shibola taking on Solly. He finds Shibola. Driving in with the left. Great defense, but that's a foul, and Chris Shibola is going to the line for 2. Laval up 7.
And that's another foul on Karam Sali. Again, no points for him tonight, and 2 fouls in this game.
It's a tough foul for Solly, especially the team's down 7. They needed a stop there. He jumped straight up, but sometimes the referee's going to give the offense that call.
And again, I've said it about Leger, but it's the same with Solly. it doesn't seem like he has 0 points tonight. He's been making an impact on the inside. He's been great on defense. He's been getting his hands up, you know, staying big inside the paint. He's been making an impact, but unlucky to not be in the scoring column so far.
Shibola perfect at the line. It's a 9-point game. Here's JJ. Lots of time left. Leger for 2, and that's what he needed. Yohan Leger getting it going, Sam. And that's a big one for Concordia. 7-point game.
In these fourth quarters, when you need someone to take over, he's a great option.
And 1. Shibola taking it to the rack against Solly, and what can you do there? Drew the contact, and just an easy finish for Shibola, even through the contact. And he gets an extra shot at the line, a chance to extend that lead to double digits.
And these Laval guards, they have been dicing up the Concordia interior so far. You talk about both Shibolas and, of course, Jaden La Roselière. They've just been incredible at getting to the basket and creating their own shots.
And they've been making their free throws as well, which is super important. Leger getting to his spot, finding Solly. Solly will go to the line for 2. A chance to erase the damage done by Shibola and his Rougeard.
And it's encouraging to see that Solly is not getting discouraged by the early misses, not having any points yet. He's at the line with a chance now, and good to see him still being aggressive.
0 points to go with 3 fouls so far in this game. Solly looking to break the ice here. And he gets the bounce. Solly's in the scoring column here for the Stingers, cutting the lead to 9.
And 2 other notable players on the floor for Concordia right now, also with 3 fouls. Anthony Gibson-Maxwell, Amax, and Jaheim Joseph, 2 of the better players for the game for Concordia so far.
You gotta love to see it for Karam Solly going 2 for 2 at the line. 8-point game here. Shibola putting the work on the Stingers. Marchand out to La Roselière. La Roselière looking to get his shot off. A little give and go action here. 8 seconds to go. Stepping back for 3. This time, nothing there. Great lead pass. And here comes JJ. And they'll say there was no contact from Laval off the hands of JJ. Bad turnover.
That was a great pass by Leger to get the ball up the floor fast. And you would want JJ in those situations with the ball in his hands driving to the basket and just let the ball slip through his hands there.
Shibola gets the screen from Thiam. Amax, great job at breaking through it. 4 seconds to go. Shibola doing everything he can, fading away. And that's a shot clock violation there. The shot clock didn't sound, and what would have been a fast break for the Stingers is just going to be them starting with the ball at half.
Concordia, Sammy Jahan has not had that same impact so far. He had such an incredible third quarter, not having the same impact now. I think the Rougeard, they've adjusted to the players that have had big games. We saw it in the first half in Amax. They adjusted very well to him in the third quarter. Then Jahan took over, and now they've adjusted to him as well.
In a game of runs, you can't expect anything different. Concordia went on a great run in the third there, and now it's Jahan for 3. No good. Leger on the rebound. Now it's Solly going up, drawing the contact. He'll go to the line for 2 more. Karam Solly dragging his team back into the dogfight.
And Concordia creating second chances for themselves, and that's really where they've been getting their big moments, because Laval, they're not giving up any of those early chances on the inside.
Solly taking his time here. This time, no good on his first shot. Just a bit too much under that one. Bounces off the back of the rim. Solly, a chance now to cut the lead to 7 for Laval. Concordia 2 fouls, Laval 3. Second shot is up and good. Solly, 3 points, all courtesy of the free throw line in this fourth quarter. Shibola now bringing it up for Laval.
A little bit of a three-quarter court press there from the Stingers, getting into that defense.
Shibola going baseline, and he just loses the ball. They'll say it was off of JJ, though. Concordia needs something here. 6.5 minutes left. in the quarter. And Bamara Dejame is going to check in for Karam Sali.
And at this point, Karam Sali, he's had a tough game so far, and maybe you just need a fresh body to get him some rest.
5 seconds on the shot clock. Shibola here with a chance, rising up, it gets swatted away. The buzzer will sound and another shot clock violation. The bucket won't count. Kita can't believe it, even though that shot was a couple seconds too late. Concordia now setting up on their own side, down by 7, 6 minutes and 23 seconds left in this game.
And they've got the players who have been hot on the floor so far. Amex, Jahan, Jaheim Joseph. They've got their playmakers in the game. Now they need to make the big shots.
Leger with the handoff to Jahan. Jahan with the hezzy, keeps control. JJ in the corner! Joseph with a big, big bucket. They call him JJ Buckets for a reason. 4-point game now, 6 minutes to go.
11 points for Jaheim Joseph, and that's the biggest bucket of the game so far for him.
And it came at just the right time when his team needed a bucket bad here. He goes for the strip for La Roselière. That three's no good. Stingers looking to get the board. Looks like an over-the-back foul against Concordia. They'll put that one on Bamara Dejame, and that's Concordia's 4th foul. One foul away from bonus.
Both teams
With
getting
almost
into
6 minutes left. Is a tough look.
both teams getting into some foul trouble. This could be the difference if you're shooting free throws or just getting the ball on the sideline late in the game.
Shibola with 5 seconds. He has Amax on him. Shibola, 2 defenders in his face. Concordia with the 3rd big stop. Jahan looking for an option, taking his time to Leger for 3. No good.
That looks good.
That was
from
deep.
up here. That looks good from up here. I thought that was going in.
And here's La Roselière. Jahan needs to recover quickly. Shibola, shot fake, rising up. Layup's good. What a finish for Shibola. 6-point game, 5 minutes to go. We're halfway through the 4th and final quarter of play. What an afternoon it has been here at John Doerr Court. Amax for 3. Not enough under that one. Concordia just chucking right now. They need to take their time. There's lots of time left in this game. Shibola finds La Roselière. Doesn't need the screen from Kita. He's going left. Sliding out. La Roselière finds Shibola for 3. What a shot for number 7. Chris Shibola has 20. Concordia calls the timeout, down 9.
And like you were saying, they need to slow the ball down a little bit. Those are obviously shots that their players have been making throughout the game. We saw Jahan take a big 3, Amax take a big 3. Those were shots that they were making earlier on in the game. But they have to understand that in the late game, they need to be intentional with all their possessions. They can't just keep chucking like that. Early on in the game, they had a little bit more leeway to let those shots fly, but they should be aiming to set up their offense and make sure they're getting into their motion before they're even thinking about taking those shots.
And a 9-point deficit is nothing to shy over in this 4th quarter. Concordia was up 3 going into the half. The 3rd quarter was more of Laval's, and this 4th quarter has been back and forth, but it's been the Rouge et Or able to pull away. There's a reason Laval beat Concordia by 30 on Thursday. They're a great team.
They are a great team.
7-3 on the season, and they were national champions a couple of years ago. This is a brand new team. I believe they only have about 2 players from that national championship roster. But the foundation's there, the coaching's there. Laval is a well-oiled machine, and they've been like that for a couple of years now. Concordia is as well, but this year Laval really has a cohesive unit with a bunch of players that could score the ball at a high clip.
And they are so young, like we've talked about. Ibrahima Sano, a first year. Chris Shibola, a first year. Chakib Sedoud, who hasn't played this game at all. I think he's injured. He's also averaging 20 points a game.
Mercy finding Jahan. Jahan driving in with the right hand, and it's good. Sami Jahan, 14 now for the Stingers. Mercy and Jahan leading the way for Concordia.
And a 7-point deficit, they know they can overcome this. They've done it before, and it's all about being intentional on their stops now.
The referee missed the travel there on La Roselière. Took a couple steps before he dribbled. Chibola putting the work on Léger. And another shot clock violation for Laval. Concordia's defense has been there for 24 seconds multiple times in this quarter, but still Laval up 7. Mercy taking on Alec Marchand. Mercy, nice move to get himself open. Mercy stepping back, up and under. He'll find JJ for a better shot. JJ taking on Chibola with the left and the right. He'll draw the foul and go to line for 2. A chance now to cut the lead to 5 if he could convert on these 2 free throws. He was 0 for 2 on his last trip, Sam, which was pretty surprising.
And Laval up to 4 fouls now. One more foul will put them in the bonus and send Concordia to the line every time after for a pair of free throws when there's a foul. And that could be big, especially once we get down into the late game.
And Laval's going to call a timeout here. Joseph, a chance to cut the lead to 5. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a great afternoon so far. We'll be right back in just a few moments for some more Stingers basketball. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back out of the timeout. It's a 7-point game. Been a great doubleheader so far. Lots and lots of action. Crunch time officially in this one. 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Here's Joseph at the line. First shot won't fall.
And look who's out there now. Number 5, Victor Bonsu. We saw him get banged up a little bit earlier on the quarter, but he's back on the floor for the late game now.
JJ 0 for 4 on his last 2 trips to the line. That's something you just really don't see often at all from your star player.
And you know he's going to kick himself if the deficit ends up being around 3 or 4 points for Concordia.
He will for sure. He holds himself to a high standard, as does the entire team. Chibola looking to get past Bonzu, and they'll call a travel on Chibola. He was looking for some contact, but he created it, taking too many steps as well. And Concordia now, lots and lots of time left. 3 minutes and change. It's enough time to overcome this deficit.
And Bonsu's back off the floor. It's Karam Sali again. And Coach Buckley, he's sticking with Sali and Léger because he knows how good they can be in the clutch, despite their early game struggles so far.
JJ with a little handoff action there. It's Léger who ends up with it. Léger crossing over, fading away. Tries to get his own board, but it's Joseph who comes down with it. There's Jahan. Jahan driving in again. He'll find Léger for 3. No good, and Laval with the rebound. Concordia gets a second chance there, but they couldn't get it to fall. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in this one. Time is ticking. Chibola gets the screen from Kita, doesn't need it. Chibola taking on Léger, spinning right, fading away. Looking for the contact, nothing there, and La Roselière for 3. Bang! That's a tough shot. 22 points for La Roselière. Léger can't get his 3 to fall, but JJ with the bucket off the rebound. Concordia not bowing out yet. 2 minutes to go.
And no pressure from Concordia in the full court yet. They're backing off, letting Laval get into their offense.
And that's not who you want to leave open. La Roselière can't get that one to fall, and he's shaking his head. He has been on fire tonight, and a big reason Laval is up.
6 threes in the game tonight, 18 points, 22 overall, and he's just been right there whenever the Stingers get a little bit of momentum, when they start getting into the lead, start cutting the lead down a little bit, he's right there to hit a timely 3.
And that 3 looked like the nail in the coffin. Let's see if Concordia could bounce back. Here's Jahan. But it's to Chibola on the rebound, and Chibola now controlling it. These brothers have been so good. Chris Shibola to his brother in the corner for La Roselière. Wow, what a performance from behind the arc. 7 threes for Jaden La Roselière, and that'll be the story tonight. Jahan, baseline, reverse lay, but it won't fall. That'll be the story tonight, Sam, for Laval. It's the shooting from La Roselière and the play from Shiba as well. It's just Shibola as well has just been magnificent. 20 points for him.
And really, Laval, they haven't been shooting the three-pointer as strong as they usually do. It's just been La Roselière, but he's come up with so many clutch buckets.
And the shots blocked by Kita, and Laval is loving it. JJ rising up, and Mohamed Kita, the veteran, swatting that shot away. And Concordia is going to fall in back-to-back outings against Laval Rouge-et-Or. They have a chance to bounce back next week against the Bishop Gators. That's going to be tough as well. As you said, the RCQ is a tough, tough division, and that doesn't change here for the Stingers men's basketball team.
It really doesn't. Back-to-back games against Laval, and then, like you said, that big matchup against Bishops coming on. Etienne Gagnon, one of the star players for Bishops, he's going to be tough to watch out for, especially in a game like this when you saw Karam Sali matching up with Ibrahima Sano. Those big man matchups are going to be so crucial for Concordia.
The defending champs, the Stingers, got their get-back at the national tournament in Vancouver against Bishops, but Bishops holds the RCQ gold right now, the defending champions. So Concordia has a tough, hostile matchup in Lennoxville on Thursday. 40 seconds to go, 10-point game. Concordia has not given up yet, ladies and gentlemen. Who knows, they might come back here. And a little dunk attempt there and a hard fall for Kali Amadou Thiam, and he'll get 2 shots at the line, a chance to extend this lead to 12.
And you saw the speed of Laval on that breakout there. They've been getting up and down. They've been running hard, and you could tell that Thiam wanted to punctuate this game, put a little exclamation point on it for the Laval Rouge-et-Or.
Thiam here. This shot won't fall. Excuse me, will fall. It'll extend the lead to 11. Coach Buckley making a substitution. Amax is going to get in the game at the next whistle. And for Laval, Ibrahima Sano is going to hop in as well.
And this game really was close until the final frame. The Rouge-et-Or just able to hit timely shots and blow it open in the fourth. And the matchup, the entire game was so close between the quarters with big shots at each intermission. But Laval, just the stronger team today, able to close it out in the final seconds.
Shibola, 23 points. Excuse me, 17 points for number 23. Just a great game for Thierry Shibola. These brothers have just been so, so good today. And here's Mercy, not giving up yet. Stepping back for 3. Shot won't fall. Amax almost gets the rebound. 20 seconds to go, 13-point game. Looking for a foul. There's Marchand. Marchand finds Thiam down low, and he'll get blocked. Referee's not calling fouls anymore. JJ gets the ball stripped by Marchand. 7 seconds left, and Jahan wants the ball back. And Laval's just going to dribble it out. That will be that. A doubleheader this afternoon, this Saturday afternoon. Women's basketball able to get that win, but the men's team, Stingers, unable to get it done against the Laval Rouge-et-Or. And really, like you said, Sam, Laval just really able to pull away in that fourth quarter, and they're a great team, 7-3, now 8-3 on the season. Back-to-back wins against Concordia, and although Concordia's record may not show it, they're a great basketball team.
Of course. I do think this game was closer than the final score indicated. Obviously, we saw it the entire game with the lead being handed back and forth so often. And the Rouge-et-Or, they just caught fire at the right time. Concordia started to miss at the same time, and I think Laval did play better. They were able to hit more timely shots. They were able to get their best players open more often, but I do think that Concordia should be proud of the way they played, even though it did not work out in their favor.
And Coach Buckley with a great game plan coming up into this game. You lose by as many points as you did, and you want to come out here and put out a good showing for your fans and put out a good showing for your team, looking to instill that confidence. This time it didn't work out, and they face Bishops next week in Lennoxville. that will be all for this afternoon. Thank you guys so much for joining us. If you wish to tap into some hockey later on this evening at 7 o'clock, the men's hockey team will be live on OUA TV. But that will be all for us here at John Doerr Court. Thank you to the production team, and for my partner, Samuel Kyle, I'm Blake Saraga on the call with you tonight, and we'll see you next time for more Stingers basketball.